Hey YouTube, what's up everyone? And today I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct from today, technically speaking, tomorrow when I post this video and everything. So for starters, this was all about indie games, or as Nintendo calls them, Nindies, and this was a good Direct in my opinion. It was only 15 minutes, which I think was the perfect length, because a lot of these games, a couple of these games really, you don't want to show off too much, because a couple of these were, the indie games where they're walking simulators, I don't want to say, but that's what they are. So you don't want to show too much of them off, because then you reveal too much of the story, things like that. So I think keeping it short was a great move and everything. Let's see, the gameplay you guys are going to be witnessing, or well, the trailers or whatever, is the trailers from games that interested me the most. So if you guys are wondering what games I thought were the best from this Direct, those are the games, are the ones that are the trailers playing in the background. Let's see. The next thing that I thought was great was Nintendo announced that they're releasing an app today on the Switch eShop, where it's just going to be about indie games. Let's see, Q&As with the devs. Let's see, the devs' stories and things like that. And I think that's really great and everything. Let's see, a lot of the time with these indie games, you have a hard time just finding any information about the devs or anything at all, really. Like, a perfect example is one of my favorite games that came out last year that was a indie-ish release, is this game called Poi Explorers Edition. And, try as hard as I can barely find anything on the game about, like, the game devs or anything like that. And it had a very small dev team. So, just something like that I think is great. Let's see, for bigger games getting releases, they announced Hyper Light Drifter is coming to Switch, which is great. I played through that game last year, and no, 2 years ago. No, it was last year when I played through that game, because I got the physical release, but yeah, though, when I played through it, I thought it was great and everything. I think that definitely fits the Switch library very well. Let's see, a couple of other games that really interested me were Dragon Marked Force, which is being worked on by Inti Creates, and they've made a lot of really good games in the past. Azure Striker Gunvolt is probably my favorite of the ones that they've developed. But yeah, that game looked great. Into the Breach looked like a pretty cool strategy RPG. Yeah, strategy RPG. Or is it a tactical RPG? I think it's strategy RPG. It looked like a pretty cool one. The big thing about that game is it got released today, like right after the Direct, which is really cool in my opinion. They showed a brief teaser trailer of a game called Untitled Goose Simulator, and I think that was the game that stole the show, so to speak, because it was the game that I saw everybody talking about the most. It definitely looked very interesting. It looked it kind of reminded me a lot of Octodad, actually, just because Octodad, you play as an octopus, which is a kind of goofy, not animal, but, fish, and you get into all these goofy situations and stuff. So that game looked pretty interesting. Let's see, a couple other ones that looked really cool to me were Levelhead, which is basically Super Mario Maker, but on the Switch, because Nintendo hasn't ported Super Mario Maker. So, really cool to see that coming out. Let's see, one game that it drove me crazy watching the gameplay for was Samurai Gun 2, was because Samurai Gun 2, every time you hit an enemy in that game, for some reason the screen flashes, and, like, I don't know, it just drove me nuts watching it. I think it's supposed to be impactful or something like that, but it definitely rubbed me the wrong way. Another game that looked really cool was Zarvat. So with that game, I'm really nervous that it's going to be focused in on the multiplayer side instead of the single player, because I think the single player for that game could be really great, but if it just focuses in on the multiplayer, I don't have a lot of people I think are going to play Zarvat with me, unfortunately. But I really hope it focuses in on the single player campaign, because I think it could be something really unique for single player. So that's not it for games that interested me. You know, there were a couple others. Some of them you'll be seeing the trailers for and everything in this video. But I don't want to talk about everything, because, you know, then the video would just drag on for too long, in my opinion. So overall, I would give this Direct a thumbs up. I'd say check it out. It was only 15 minutes, so pretty on the short side in my opinion. And yeah, it was a fun watch. So if you like this video, you guys, be sure to like it down below. Be sure to comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, all that shebang, whatever. Click the notification bell, and have a wonderful night, YouTube, day, whatever time you're watching this, and peace.